So with that, let's give a big round of applause to Elkrem, the first winning team. Woo-hoo. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey. All right, bear with us, guys. We're going to do something bold. We're going to try to do a hardware demo on stage. And we all know demos don't work, and hardware demos definitely do work. So let's hope it works. Just give us 30 seconds to set up the demo, and then we'll start, OK? Perfect. All right, let me start with a question. Anyone has built hardware before? Any hardware products? All right, shout out to you guys. We're Team Elkrem. My name is Amr, and we're here to present the hardware development board that makes building Ethereum-connected IoT products very easy and very fast. So we spent the last 2 days doing this product. And before I get to it, I want to tell you about the potential of the blockchain and IoT together. So we've been all hearing about the microtransactions, the machine-to-machine payment, and also the privacy in the applications that regards with the government, smart cities, and healthcare. So we've seen Slockit with the smart locks where you could rent your assets in an Airbnb or outside. We've seen Oken, which makes the payments between the cars and tolls, and they want the hackathon in Dubai. And there are so many potential applications between IoT and blockchain. But there's a huge problem, which is building hardware is very hard, and building hardware that actually communicates with the Ethereum blockchain is even much harder. What you do right now is you bring a board that has a Linux on top of it, and you install an Ethereum Lite client node, and then you configure all the peripherals, the hardware ones, the Wi-Fi, and then you get a microcontroller, and you have these boards or these controllers communicate with each other, and so. So our solution is that we've made all of that on a single board. It has a processor and a controller. And I'm not going to jump into technical details, but the overview here is that in the middle, you have the processor with the Ethereum Lite client, and it has also, in the future, to have Swarm, Whisper, Microwave, and other protocols. So we want to do the full stack, right? And you have the IDE side on the user side, where you write the code like Arduino. It's very simple to that, right? And you'd be able to communicate on the board itself without writing deep technical code. You'd be able to communicate between the processor and the microcontroller so that you can trigger actuators from smart contracts and vice versa. You can log sensors data onto the smart contracts. So our aim is to help Ethereum developers to build IoT products without having knowledge in hardware development, and also help the electrical engineers and hardware hackers and thinkers to link their IoT products and projects to the Ethereum blockchain without having deep knowledge of how the blockchain works or how the Ethereum protocol works, right? So let's try a quick demo. In this code we have here, we're listening to a payment on Ether to turn on the light bulb, but and also we're listening to a Whisper message via the status app that Islam is gonna do it right now. We're gonna do the Whisper messaging. So we're gonna send a message on to the bulb. 3. Oh, awesome. Woo! and then turn it off also via decentralized message on status. So off. Perfect. All right, shout out to these guys because they're the tech guys. They're great. You're awesome guys. Yeah. So when you have the right tool, you're able to build fast, test fast, debug, and go to market even faster, right? Time is really important. Fun facts about time: we spent 30 hours flying from Cairo to Denver, and in the hackathon, yeah. In the hackathon, we spent about 30 hours working on the right tool, and then when we had the right tool, we will be able to set up this demo in about 30 minutes, right? This is the impact that we want to bring to makers and Ethereum developers, right? Think about going to market. If you're a developer, you'd focus on the product market fit, not the debugging and development part, right? And also, we want to explore the maker market and the electronics hobbyists to this blockchain potential, right? Because these guys are huge. The makers and the electronic hobbyists are the ones that got us the computers in the first place, right? The Apple computers were founded or started at the Homebrew Computer Club in Stanford. And imagine the amount of applications that these makers could do with the Ethereum blockchain. You'd have so much applications going to market very fast, and hopefully a mainstream applications that will run soon. So our plan is to support the 3 protocols of the Ethereum Swarm, and Whisper, and we're launching a Kickstarter campaign by the end of the year. You can sign up if you'd like to get the board at Elkrem.io. And that is pretty much it. This is our team. Islam here handles the software. Islam also handles the hardware, and myself handles the business development. And we spent the last 5 years building hardware products and development tools for makers to help fasten the IoT prototyping process, right? And we're very excited. We're very excited to bring that experience to the blockchain field. So thank you very much for your time. Yeah.